Well, hello and welcome to a rainy Eggerslack Woods near Grange. It's actually raining today, which is lovely. But enough of the woods. I want to talk today about, see, proof I'm not just a fair weather woodland wisdomer. I wanted to talk feedback because I got annoyed by feedback yesterday. I was doing some research to see what the latest thinking on feedback was, and I just keep coming across the fact that people, when they say, can you help me give feedback to my staff, they never mean positive. They only ever mean negative feedback. And that's a challenge, because if I ask managers, do you give your staff balanced feedback? Do you give them as much positive as negative? They always say yes. And when I ask the teams, do you get as much positive as negative? They always say no, they are only hear when it's gone wrong. And that's because I think managers focus so much on negative feedback and not enough on positive. So here's my tips. First of all, make sure that your positive feedback is as balanced as your negative feedback, or as detailed as your negative feedback. So when you give detailed negative feedback, you probably get chapter and verse, you get files, you get evidence, just in case they challenge it. But how often do you ever do that for positive feedback? It doesn't usually happen. So make your positive as detailed as your negative, so people really hear it. The second thing is to avoid the word but, or use it with caution. And that's because people say things like, you did a great job with that client, but what I want to talk to you about is... And the danger with that is I treat but as like an etch-a-sketch word. So basically, whatever you say after the word but, everything before it has just been erased. So be careful of that. And the third thing is to, I'm going to go against the grain and say, avoid the sandwich approach. And we all know what we mean by the sandwich approach. Tell them something good, tell them something bad, tell them something good. Because it's an old chestnut. People know it. They know what's going to happen. My guidance around that is, if you're got something positive to say to somebody, tell them, and tell them in detail. If you've got something negative, address it, and address it properly and constructively. And that way they get a balanced view of feedback. I think it's really awful that the most feared words in any organisation are your manager saying, have you got a couple of minutes? And no wonder people fear the word feedback, because they only perceive it as being a negative thing. Like I say, I'm only ever contacted by managers who want help with feedback. If they want help giving negative feedback, they never want help giving positive. Of course they get it as soon as they ask me. So there you go. That's my wet woodland wisdom. See, 3 W's today, WWW. My wet woodland wisdom tips for today. Have a great day.